it's Mary, and I wanted to make a video today to share with you the answer to a question that I get asked a lot, and just to share my story with some people who might not even know to ask this question of me. So people want to know why 31, how I got into it, why I love it so much, and what it has meant for me and what impact it's made on my life. So something I just want to start with is letting you know that a lot of people, in whether it's 31 or other direct sales or companies that you may hear from, they talk a lot about, starting this business or trying to make money and build a dream and build a successful side job that could become a full-time job so that they can leave their full-time work. Okay, so I know that a lot of women want to be able to stay home with their children, and I do stay home with my children, and I'm extremely grateful for that. But my journey into being a stay-at-home mom was really backwards. Okay, so it was not the glamorous, okay, we're planning this, it's so wonderful, and now I get to quit my job and be at home and enjoy my babies. What happened with me was that I was working full-time. I worked in Manhattan. I live on Long Island. I was working long hours. I was managing a multi-million-dollar private tutoring business, and it was rewarding and it was wonderful, but there was a lot of daily grind. Before too long, we found out that we were pregnant, and soon after that, we found out that not only were we pregnant, but we were pregnant with twins. And so we had these two little babies on the way, and as we got closer and closer to my delivery date, we started really looking into childcare and the amount of hours that my husband and I were both out of the house in the city every day, and which was 13 plus, and we found out that we couldn't afford for me to work. The cost of childcare was really going to be cost prohibitive once we factored in the travel expenses and the time that I spent out of the house. It was not affordable. So we got hit with that double whammy in a variety of ways right from the start. And so we had to make the difficult emotional decision, but easy practical decision for me to stay at home. So I say it was difficult emotionally because I was a smart, educated, motivated, hardworking person. I loved having my business in the city, and it was really hard to leave that. As much as it was wonderful to stay home with my children, there was a total break and change of identity that was going on emotionally for me. And so I spent the first 2 months of my children's lives by their side in the NICU. So my twins were born 8 weeks early. And one thing that I really didn't know at the time, but now in hindsight see was really a blessing in those early days, was my 31 thermal tote. So I had been a customer and I had hosted a party a couple of years before my boys were born, and I really, loved the products, but I never had any intention of selling them because I was working. I was, a career person, and I had a lot going on. But in came my babies. And I found really quickly that my thermal tote, which happened to have made it in the background of this picture, which is the amazing thing, was essential for me bringing my pumped milk back and forth from the hospital. And so one day, while they were in the hospital, it happened to be World Breastfeeding Week, and a nursing assistant came in with a cart full of thermal totes that some random mysterious 31 consultant, who I still don't know today, donated to every breastfeeding mom, pumping mom in the NICU. And so I was like alone in this hospital room, this quiet, dark nursery that I'd been in for weeks, holding my little preemie babies and trying to, nurse them physically and in spirit to get good enough and healthy enough to come home. And in came these bag of 31 totes. And it was just a little thermal tote, but it felt like an old good friend coming in and lifting me up in this darkness and giving me this beaming ray of light and happiness. And it really sort of ignited this little spark inside me that 31 was a lot more than a bag. I still was way too busy to be a consultant. I had no sights set on that just yet. But this fabulous picture still sits on my desk and is one of my favorites of my early days with the boys because it really kind of encapsulates everything that was changing in my life at that point in time. So I had my tote. I knew how awesome 31 consultants were and their generosity and how great the company was to have people invested in good causes and making strangers happy, right? I mean, what could be better than that? So fast forward a few months, and now I'm home with my boys. It's a long, cold winter, and I'm alone with them pretty much every day. There's a lot of cabin fever setting in. There's, the crazy new things that come along with having new babies at home. And I really was sort of devoid of stimulation from the outside world. I was in the same four walls with these two babies for months. And so I was craving some kind of human interaction, adult stimulation and support, and a purpose outside of what I was doing just with the kids. I'd really lost that in myself. So I needed, in addition to something exciting for myself, I needed stuff, okay? Or I needed stuff to hold stuff, because I had babies ×2, and they have a lot of gear that come along with them. So I needed totes ×2, I needed storage ×2, because we had toys and diapers and all that good stuff ×2. So I decided to host another party. This was in April when my boys were just 9 months old. I hosted that party, got some good stuff, but I still needed more, and I kept looking on the back of my catalog. And you'll notice, if you have a catalog, that on the back there are enrollment kits, okay? They tell you, I'll show you right here, the enrollment kits that are available for new consultants. The $99, everything that comes with it. And I was looking at it thinking, I need all those things anyway. Those items are on my wish list. For $99, I can get over $350 worth of product. That's a pretty good deal. So I pitched the idea to my husband and talked it over with my sister, my mom, and other close people. And I thought, but you guys, do you think I'm crazy for wanting to do this? And they said, no, it would be great for you. So I enrolled. I got some bags, I used them, and I said, let me just try to get something started. I mean, I very least knew close friends loved the products, and my family did as well. So I had a little launch party for myself. A couple of family members hosted parties for me, and I just thought if I could make some side cash and get out of the house, and even have fun with people on my Facebook group, I could make some money for my phone, right? So I joined for the product. I thought I could make some side money, and figured, if something more comes of it, great, but I wasn't really trying to make that happen. But I found out that once I got started, sharing my love of 31 came naturally to me. And if you know me, you know I really love 31. I was never trying to be a salesperson. I was never thinking this is going to, make me a millionaire, but I just thought if I could share it and make some cash to go along with it, and share the excitement and have people to talk to about really cheesy things like mom bags, then my life would be a little more complete. I never knew how much more complete it would be in those early days. So I joined, I had my parties, I started making some money. I had my Facebook group, started making connections, building relationships, running Facebook parties, making money just from posting on my phone and sitting here in my house, talking to you guys online. And I really found that people loved 31 as much as I did. And soon, before I even knew it, people were joining my team. And from, wanting to get a few bags for a great deal to becoming a leader in a company, it was really, really incredibly rewarding to me. And I know that not everybody wants to be a leader, but even just being able to set the example of sharing bags and sharing your love of 31 with your hostesses and your customers, it makes you a leader. I mean, you are leading by example, showing something that you love, and sharing that joy with other people. All right, so in addition to that, I started earning incentives. 31 is amazing to their consultants with the incentives that we have to earn. We are always eligible to earn something. There's never a time in the calendar where I'm not earning something in addition to my paycheck, as if that weren't enough, right? So I earned new consultant bonuses like crazy, tons of free products. I've earned almost every single time there's a product incentive to earn, I'm getting it in my hands. People say, how are you spending so much money on these products? I say, I really am not spending much on them, except if there's like a really specific thing I want personalized my way. A lot of the stuff I'm earning in my incentives. And in addition to that, I'm earning big bonuses. And you may or may not know this, but last year there was a big Disney incentive in the company, and every single consultant was eligible to earn it. It was not just for leaders, okay? So you could join you could have joined, the day the day after the incentive started, and you could have earned Disney bonus. We thought it would be a long time before we brought our kids to Disney because I wasn't working. We had twice as many people in our house and half as much salary coming in. And so we knew a lot of things were going to be put on hold. But last year, just for building my team, adding 4 new members to my team, I earned a $3,000 Disney bonus. And guess where we're headed in the spring? To Pluto's house. So we love Mickey, we love Minnie, and we love Pluto. And this was the version of the house that, we thought we were going to be seeing for a long time. And little did we know, we are going to be headed to Pluto's house before those boys even turned 4 years old. And now before my daughter is even, well, she'll have just turned 1. And we're going to be able to give them this amazing experience in large, significant part because that $3,000 Disney bonus covers essentially our entire vacation package. We know we're going to be spending a lot of money on ice cream and treats when we're there, but covering that vacation package is huge. You can do this, okay? I never thought I was joining to get a Disney bonus. That didn't even exist when I signed up. But there's always something to earn, always something to keep you motivated, in addition to your regular paycheck, to your product incentives, and to the relationships that you build once you're in. All right, so that's the other thing that I want to tell you is that aside from falling in love with the products and falling in love with them over and over again each time the season changes, I found that I wasn't just in love with 31, the product line, but I had fallen in love with the company. 31 treats its consultants so well. The other consultants in this entire big, huge continent-wide company are supportive, they're encouraging, they are celebrating of all of their sister consultants, and this is something that I have never experienced in a large group of women, but it's amazing. So when you become a 31 consultant, you get sort of just wrapped up in this beautiful pink bubble, and people are rooting for you. You'll have personal messages from the home office, giving phone calls for enrolling, phone calls for submitting your parties, congratulatory emails for reaching milestones. I mean, you will never feel as appreciated and as rewarded and as celebrated as you are when you are in this pink bubble. So that, of course, is something that still to this day gets me excited every single day. I wake up in the morning wanting to know, all right, what's going on in the 31 world? Are there any new announcements? What is my team doing? Who's submitting parties? Who's booking parties? Who even got, a $10 order in? Because there's always something to celebrate. And that's what I love about having a team and being part of this bigger team of consultants overall. All right. So let me just get back to the point and say, well, why now? Why am I still doing it? What has kept me here? So I've probably answered this well enough by now, but I'm going to recap for you. Excuse me while I double check my notes to make sure I'm telling you all the things that I wanted to. So first of all, the number one reason is probably that I still just love 31 products, and I love the fun that I have with them and with the greater community that I've built with my customers, with my hostesses, and with my team. We have a lot of fun, and it's really so much more fun to share these products when you have a bunch of people who love to share them with you. All right, so then the new relationships I've built are really something that keep me coming back for more. And being able to give back, I actually have continued this donation, this gift drive for World Breastfeeding Week every year since I've received that thermal myself. I also do a gift drive for the NICU moms for Mother's Day, and it's really great to have a easy way to fundraise, to do gift drives, to give back, and to show your support and love for whatever organization or group is special to you in your life. And, something that has really kind of turned a complete 180 is that now that I have this business and it's growing and it's so rewarding to me, I am actually working it so that I can continue to stay home for my kids. This card is something that was just in the most recent 31 gift card set, and it's a quote that I have seen and loved before, and it was just perfect that it came in this card set. And that says, little acorns, let me see if I can read it for you. Little acorns become mighty oaks. And I keep this right here on my desk next to the pictures of my kitties. because this is my reminder to myself that, you know, the time that we have with them when they're young is precious and we're not going to get it back. And before they become mighty oaks, I need to spend my time shaping these little acorns and loving on them and giving them the kind of mom that I really want them to grow up having. And 31 allows me to do that, allows me to contribute financially for their activities and for other things for our family expenses, while still getting to be home with them and giving them the childhood that my husband and I really wanted our children to have. So there are a lot of things I love about 31, but this is the 15-minute summary of what they are. I know that everybody has their own story. You're still probably writing yours, but if you have ever thought of starting your 31 journey, whether it's to get a discount for yourself or whether it's to really start sharing and see where the journey takes you, it's a story worth writing. So I hope you will turn the page and start writing your story alongside with me, and I look forward to sharing my love of 31 with you for the days, the months, the years to come. So thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.